Our passion is to lessen the burden of feeding the people of the world off the shoulders of a farmer. It is also to increase the yield of crops in farms and to bring the latest technology to the practical use of the most ancient business of humans. Eventually, this will bring back joy to the lives of farmers. In doing so, we wish and hope to eliminate the need for any child to go to sleep hungry.
Typical farmers in India have a small farm holding and are completely uneducated, living on the edge of the poverty line. They are responsible for feeding us, and the increase in population which will end in the need for more food doesn't help matters either. Therefore, to improve the yield, they put large amounts of pesticide. This impacts the water table and poisons the food, leading to poor health of everyone in the country. Furthermore, farmers have taken large loans to send their children to engineering universities which aren't qualified enough to secure them good jobs. Thus, these children sit around, apparently too good to farm. This is where we come in. We provide jobs for the youth. They will be our operators for the drones. We ensure precise application of the pesticides and ensure that the farmers save more money. The primary objective of our business is to improve and enhance the quantity and quality of agricultural yield produced by farmers. We will do so by addressing a major problem faced by all farmers: excessive use of pesticides leading to reduced yield output. The excessive use of pesticide can markedly reduce the amount of harvestable crop. This, in fact, is the root to most of the problems faced by farmers. Farmers are not very aware of the right pesticide to use and in which amounts, and thus often make the mistake of using it in large amounts, which causes damage to the plant, thus resulting in less produce or reduced yield. It is estimated that by 2050, the population of the world will increase by about 2.4 billion people, and the farmers will be responsible for supplying the food as they are doing now. Due to this rapid increase in population, we cannot afford to lose even 1% of the target yield. 15 to 30% of the crops every year are being lost to pests, which can be reduced by the use of pesticides only in adequate amounts. As a secondary objective, our business by default will be able to address the following in the long run. Firstly, human health and food security. Studies have shown that 100% of our food contain at least 40 deadly pesticides. Pesticides have been linked to a wide range of human health hazards, ranging from headaches and nausea to chronic ones like cancer, reproductive harm, etc. Secondly, quality of air. The pesticide lingers in the air longer than expected and is to an extent polluting the air inhaled by the farmer for the next few hours. The emissions of these harmful pesticides are an extreme health hazard, not only for the farmers but also for the environment. Finally, farmer suicide. Farmers commit suicide when they fail to repay their loans on account of poor yield, as they find sustenance of life impossible. However, since our business objective is to enhance the yield in the first place, it can reduce the occurrence of such instances in the long run.
Excessive use of pesticide results in lowering the yield and killing good insects. This leads to the pesticide affecting the water table and imbalances the weather. This forces the farmer to again use excess pesticide, which repeats the cycle again.
Based on our research, for every 1 acre of land, the farmer spends 3,500 rupees on pesticide herbicide. Out of that, he gives us 50% instead of wasting so much money for pesticides. This means that we need to multiply that by the number of acres of arable land. This gives us our total market, which is huge considering the amount of arable land that there is in India. This is only in India, and there is so much more of arable land in the world. So in the first 3 years, we expect to have 60% of the Indian market, and afterwards expect to expand to other underdeveloped parts of the world.
Our company provides drone services to help solve a number of problems faced by farmers. Excessive use of pesticide being the core focus area. We will have 2 different types of drones. 1. which will study the agricultural land belonging to a farmer in order to provide them with information that they need to respect the optimum use of pesticide to cure various plant weeds and diseases. This drone will be sent with an official to the farmer's land and will take clear photographs of the crops. This will be done from a low height so as to find the exact geo-coordinates of the photograph of where the pesticide is required. This drone will then send these pictures to the computers that will be placed in the headquarters. These computers will promptly evaluate the pictures for any issue in the plants, as studies have shown that if the signs of disease are spotted quickly enough, then the amount of pesticide required can be reduced by 90%. It will then accordingly recommend what pesticide needs to be used and in how much quantity. We will then send our second drone, which will be carrying the required pesticide to spray only on the affected areas. Point 2. We will have two drones. The first of these will be sent to the farm to take close-up photos of the diseased parts of the plant. It will find the geo-coordinates for the photographs. Point 3. The second of the two drones will take the correct pesticide and in the correct amount to the farm. When at the farm, the pesticide will be sprayed only on the diseased part of the plant. Our company aims at providing services to farmers all around India through drones. We will help the farmer by reducing their annual expense on pesticides significantly. Our service would be two-pronged. One, where our first drone will scan the land and share images of plants showing signs of diseases. Two, where our analysts will assess the imagery of the plant for the disease and send the drone with correct pesticide to spray the same at a targeted spot. We will take 50% less money than what the farmers are spending on pesticide, and so as a result, saving the money they use. Furthermore, we help reducing the excessive amount of pesticide used, thereby improving the quality and quantity of their yield.
A precision pesticide application service that guarantees farmers savings from day one. Farmers pay 50% of their current pesticide costs for an accurate precision delivery for only 30% of the current pesticide quantity in the current year, which will then get reduced to 20% and 10% in the subsequent 2 years for a service that ensures protection of their crops while using a substantially smaller amount of pesticide while maintaining the yield, if not increasing it. This is made possible through the use of cutting-edge artificial intelligence algorithms that have been trained for early detection of disease, identification of that disease, and selection of an optimal treatment protocol. In addition, the service uses drones to execute this. We have two different drones. The first one is a drone that will go to the farms and take photos of the plants from close up so that the disease can be identified as soon as possible. This drone will cost us 100,000 rupees and its lifespan will be 5 years. So this means that it will cost us around 20,000 per year. Let's assume that each drone can take photographs of around 20 acres per day. Each acre needs to be scanned every 5 days, as if we want to spot the disease soon, we will need to have a constant eye on it. If every drone is scanned every 5 days, each drone can deal with 100 acres as 20 acres times 5 days. This implies that the cost per acre would be 20,000 divided by 100, which is 200. This is the price for the imaging drone per flight. The second drone is the drone that will carry the pesticide. This drone is very different from the imaging one as it costs 900,000 rupees, so 180,000 per year. Each drone will spray 1,000 acres. You may be thinking how that would be working and why there is such a large difference between the two. We are only spraying diseased plants for which the exact coordinates are known, and so this won't take time at all. So 180,000 divided by 1,000 is 180. Finally, the pesticide cost will get reduced to only 10% of the original price that the farmers were paying, which was 3,500 divided by 10, which is 350. So overall, if we add the three costs of our final price, it'll come down to 200 plus 180 plus 350, which is 730. Finally, We will be advising farmers on how to improve their crop yield and the fertility of their soil through crop rotation and increasing biodiversity. Farmers will be incentivized to follow the advice by being charged less for the service we provide.
Since our business is service-oriented, it would be important to set up an information kiosk where farmers can come and meet our representatives to understand the services in greater detail and also clarify all of their concerns. This kiosk will also be a point where the farmers will sign up their contracts for undertaking our services. The kiosk can also be a moving van that gets parked at a designated spot in the village over a limited period of time. This will generate enough curiosity for the villagers to come and stop by. The van can also be branded, which will also help populate the business. An information kiosk set up in each village or area of the farms. To reach out to farmers across the country and communicate the services being provided along with the long-term benefits associated in partnering with us, we would also consider advertising through regional daily newspapers in local languages, banners across cooperative banks, advertise on local buses, two-wheeler tire covers, and hoardings on highways, sponsorships and talk shows, prime time slot on regional radio, addressing farmers through Krishi Darshan, a popular TV show dedicated to farmers and farming, focus group meetings, talk to a group of farmers through the panchayats, a 5-member village governing body, invite farmers to a special session of briefing on the advantages of associating with us and incentivize them with a meal. Promotions. Some special benefits that can be given to encourage farmers to sign up for our services. Discounted rate of interest for farmers on bank loans under special scheme arrangement between our company and the bank. Discounted package deal on our services for the first 100 farmers signing up. A free bike for the first 100 farmers signing up.
Our competitors are companies that effectively use drones or other technologies to deliver the following services: soil testing and field analysis, planting, crop spraying and monitoring, and health assessment. Some examples of our competition are these big technology-based firms such as ITC, Monsanto, and Magro. We are better than our competition because of our outreach. Our operating model will enable us in speed to market, which will maximize our outreach. Our cost effectiveness is since our centralized and consolidated business and operating model, which enables us to deliver cost-effective services. The speed to market. Our hub and spoke model will enable us to move fast. We will have one hub in a key location where we will centralize our services and consolidate our cross-functional teams.
For our team, we will need agriculturists to label images identifying diseases and pesticides that could protect the plant against that disease, AI engineers to build and improve algorithms for early detection of plant disease, business manager, an expert who can manage the various aspects of this business to manage it in one integrated way, a marketing manager, a manager who can build a powerful message to present our value proposition to the entire community, communication experts, a person who can manage a team of communication experts who can talk in the local language to the farmers in their respective states, and a financial officer.